everyone, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Corner of Craft podcast. How are you doing? I hope that you're well. I had forgotten how echoey that bathroom is. And it doesn't have a door on it, so I can't close it. It's fine, we're rolling with it. This is a knitting and crochet podcast in which I talk to you all about the things that I've been knitting and crocheting for the past month. How is it already September? It's very nearly my birthday. Very exciting. I don't have to be worrying about if a baby's asleep or awake because she's at nursery. She started nursery this week. It's completely thrown off her sleep, so that's a really fun and exciting time for everyone involved. Specifically me, because I've been getting up with her in the mornings. Today, 10 to 5. If you are new, hello, my name is Hannah. I am the business owner behind the Corner of Craft. I dye yarn and I make beaded stitch markers. And I am coming at you today from a very sunny Nottingham here in the UK, the land of Robin Hood. How exciting. I actually have some finished objects to share with you today. I'm very, very excited. One of them you already know because I made a whole knitting vlog where I talked about me finishing it, and it took me longer than I thought it would. Essentially, I've got one finished object and one very nearly finished object, which is exciting because I was worried I wouldn't have any finished objects ever again. If you'd like to follow me on social media, links can all be found in the description box below, along with anything else that I think you might need. Podcast notes are all found on my website. I will also link those below if you want any more information or a link to anything that I talk about in this episode. They're not affiliate links, it's just an easy way for me to put all the information in one place, so I'm not answering a bunch of questions in the comments. We are currently hosting a make along, very exciting. I posted a video about it and in end of July, was it? It's the Advents of December's Past make along. It is running until the end of October, and it is where you use a countdown of some form. It can be a Halloween countdown from 2024 or before, and yeah, it's to get it used before the new one comes. Spoiler alert, I obviously haven't cast on for mine yet, because why would I? Why would I participate in my own make-along? That's far too logical. And the whole reason I had the make-along was to participate. But apparently, that's not what the brain is saying. So, yes. I will be making a Google form. I will actually do it, and I will link it in the description box below. So you can enter if you want to enter. And there will be prizes. Shall we just dive in? Shall we just start? Let's not beat around the bush. I'm not wearing any knitwear today, and I don't have a tea to talk about because I've already had 2 teas this morning, which is like a litre of tea. That's quite a lot. So I don't have any teas right now. I just have water. Apologies. So let's start with finished objects. Like I said, I have 2 of them. It's very exciting. My first finished object is... This is the Fernweh shawl. It's a pattern by So Su Knit, Susanna Sommer. It is a brioche shawl, and I cast it on last year in May. It took me a few attempts to actually start it, but we've started it and we're here now. And we finished it. It is entirely brioche, except for the border, and at the bottom there's a garter. But it took me a very long time. I did do a whole vlog of me talking about finishing this. I took it with us on holiday to Wales and had a lovely time working on it. All the rows are very long, and I hadn't anticipated it taking me 2 weeks to finish, but it took me 2 weeks to finish. So that's where we're at. This is a Fernweh shawl. It has 3 different yarns. We have the light pink colour, which you can see better on the back. That is Curated Yarn Co. They're 100% merino 4-ply in the colourway Ada Lovelace. There is Pixie yarn for the other 2 colours. This colour here is her sock base, 75-25 superwash merino and nylon in Peas Blossom. And then the darker colour, just here, is on their sparkle sock base, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon and 5% stellina in Equinox. I bought them all at East Anglia Yarn Festival last year, and yeah, they're all together in a project and it's lovely. This shawl is absolutely massive. It's huge. Yeah, I'm going to pop it on and then I won't talk briefly because it will probably muffle the mic. I love a triangle shawl. I wear triangle shawls quite a lot in the winter, and I like a massive shawl. It's nice, it bundles you up, it keeps you nice and toasty and warm, which is always delightful. And yeah, I really like this one. I think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it. I wear a lot of black, as you can see. So it's fun having colourful accessories to lean on to brighten up an outfit a little bit. So yeah, I've gone heavy on the pink in this one, which isn't my usual colour palette, but I also really, really like it. I think it's going to be nice and cosy. It's going to be nice and warm. It used quite a lot of yarn, which is nice. Although I do have extras and leftovers. I'm going to have to do a scrappy project at some point. Who did I see that was doing a scrappy lock knits? Hayley did a scrappy shawl, and was it the goldfish? Something about goldfish shawl. Anyway, and I love that idea. And then also Rachel of This Knitty Life does a vibes tee, and she often uses lots of different bits of yarn, so I'm tempted to do one of those if not. Anyway, lots of scraps. I have so many scraps. I need to look up some scrappy projects. If you have any suggestions of your favourite scrappy projects, please leave them below, because I just keep adding to the scrap pile and then not using the scrap pile because I feel like I need to use stash. So it's a difficult one. The other almost finished object that I have, it's not quite finished. It would have been if I wasn't podcasting today, which is just such a non-issue. But I would have blocked it yesterday, but the weather wasn't nice yesterday, so it wouldn't have dried. It's much nicer today. This is my field day cardigan. I know, it is done. Almost. I need to block it. I don't think I did a good job sewing that together. It's got like a ridge in it. I don't care. I don't have buttons on it either because I was going to sew them on after I'd blocked it. This is a pattern by Ozetta, and it is the field day cardigan. I cast this on in May last year, and it's taken me a really long time to finish it. I used 2 different yarns held together, Skein in the Stitch Plush Sock, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon in Weirdstone, which is a black colour, and then Creative Anarchy on her Willow base, which I believe is now discontinued, which is 72% kid mohair, 28% silk in the colourway Beware of Crimson Peak, which is the colour that you see. It's really, really fun. I really, really like it. I had to knit extra length on the sleeves. I haven't blocked it. It's unblocked. I've got fluff up my nose already. The issue that I have is that I realised that I knit the whole thing on 4mm needles instead of the 4.5 that the pattern calls for. I am a swatcher, so I do generally swatch. The issue is did I start on that size and then change it to the wrong size? It doesn't look like it. Or is Ozetta just a crazy tight knitter? Because as a general rule, I'm not a tight loose knitter. I don't know which way around it is. As a general rule, I thought, I don't know. Regardless, I've knit it on a 4mm needle and somehow it fits fine. It's a drop shoulder. I think it's a bit more fitted than the pattern calls for, but that's because when I cast this on, I naively thought that I would bounce back to my pre-pregnancy weight far more successfully than I have. But it fits, so I'm not complaining. I never wear a cardigan buttoned up anyway. I also really, really wish I'd knit the sleeves. I'd knit the body, I'd put it on like a waist yarn, knit the sleeves, and then added more length to the body because I have yarn left over. I could have made the body longer. I don't know how that would have, I guess I would have just used an extra button. I would have needed to have made sure that I had, because I've got yarn left, a good chunk of it. So I would have knit the body longer because it is quite cropped. There will be a video coming out of me finishing this pattern. It's just the way that it's working out. The podcast is coming up before this is because I do a podcast on the first Friday of every month, and that's today. So yeah, It's a little more cropped. It kind of goes to the top of my jeans at the moment, which to a lot of people, absolutely fine. But I generally do not wear cropped things. I do not tuck my t-shirts in. Maybe I need to start. I don't know. Except for this one. All my other ends are woven in, except for this one. And yeah, I just need to block it and sew the buttons on. That's all I need to do. I bought these fun, colourful buttons. I showed you a while ago. Half of them have fallen off and they're just in there, but from Pigeon Wishes. So I thought that would be fun. Now I'm thinking maybe a black button would be better. I don't know, but I really, really like it. I think it's really, really nice. I did a tubular cast off because I love a tubular cast off. I think it looks very good. And yeah, these stitch markers is just where my buttons are going to be going. And I learned a new technique on how to seam the back. The bit that I said I don't think I did a very good job at, I did that yesterday because I finished the cardigan in the evening and then it's black yarn with colourful mohair. Very hard to see what you're doing at night time. So I sat in the middle of the day yesterday and I seamed it, but I don't think I did that great a job because I think I've got a little ridge because you've got to seam this bit to this bit. Just did it in a little line, but maybe I was going from the wrong stitches, or maybe that's what it's meant to look like. I don't know. It's at the back of my neck. So if anyone comments, that's on them for having an issue with something that I can't see when I wear the cardigan. That's all. I straightened my hair today. Now I feel like I look really weird. But I thought I'd make an effort with my appearance for you today. The eyeliner's on. It feels vaguely autumnal. It's nice. Anyway, the field day cardigan is pretty much done, which is very exciting. But yeah, next week you'll be able to see it in its full glory because I'll have a vlog out about me knitting the field day cardigan. I did alternate skeins at the beginning. I didn't and then the sleeve I hadn't done, and I was worried that it looks very slightly different. It does look different. I don't know if that's because maybe that yarn was sat in the sun for a bit. Up here, when I wasn't up here that much, just after I had the baby, I didn't come up here barely at all. And it was through the summer, so maybe that faded a little bit. So it does look different, but like not enough to where I'm bothered. So it's fine. We're rolling with it. Whips. Oh, I've left one up there. I'll grab it in just a second. Let's start with my cold brew socks. Because I technically have a half object, but I don't know where the other sock has gone. I finished the first sock of this, but I don't know where it's gone. I think it's downstairs. And unfortunately, unprofessionally of me, I do not have time to run downstairs and get it right now because I'm on a bit of a time crunch. I was excited. I thought I would have all day to work on this video. I was meant to record it yesterday. I did not record it yesterday. And I thought I would have all day today to do it, forgetting that I have to go and sit around my parents' flat because they're not here while they have internet installed, and they're coming at any time between 1 and 6. So it is currently 10 o'clock and I need to get this filmed and edited before I leave, and I have to walk there. And it's like an hour's walking, 45 minutes, 30 minutes. 30 minutes if I take a shortcut, and hopefully with the weather being nice, it won't be too muddy. But yes, these are my cold brew socks. I have a half object. One of these is finished. I've put the heel in and everything. How exciting. But this is a pattern by Alison of Lofty Loops. This yarn is the Cozy Knitter Bliss Sock, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon in Peachy Keen. It comes with the mini skein. And yeah, these are going to definitely be twin socks with the other ones because I wound off some yarn to make sure that the stripes started at the same point. And I'm just about to start only doing the slip stitch design on the front and not on the back. I'm going to be doing a Kirby Werby afterthought heel, which is the heel that I like to do in a stripy sock. I'm a little bit out of practice with doing socks because it's all stripy socks anyway. So I did cut the heel in, knit the heel, and then try it on and do the toe because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to do the toe and then the sock be too short or too long. You know, I wanted to Goldilocks it, let's be honest, but I've already done one, therefore the second one will be much easier because I already know where I'm going to be doing it, so I can just go. That's why I like to line up stripes on stripy socks, because it's much easier to be like, oh, I need to start doing this at the end of this stripe, as opposed to in non-stripy yarn where it's like, oh, I actually have to keep measuring. But I bought this yarn on my honeymoon when we went to Toronto in 2022. 2022? Yes, because we got married end of 2019 and then the world shut down. We booked a trip to Japan and then the world shut down. And then one of our friends was getting married and they're Canadian, so we went to Canada and just decided to make that our honeymoon. So I bought this from the Knitting Loft, she says with confidence. I think the Knitting Loft. I bought a skein of yarn from there too. But yeah, I was like, oh, I'll cast this on, it's nice. The colourway is just quite nice, it's quite springy. I kind of wish I just knit these as plain stripy socks as opposed to doing the cold brew pattern. But I think the cold brew pattern, I love the cold brew pattern, but I think it looks better on a higher contrast stripe because some of these stripes, there's not a high contrast. Like these are very close in colour. So I feel like the slip stitch gets a bit lost, whereas something with a higher contrast stripe, I think the slip stitch pattern will look a bit better. So, but that's fine. We're committed to it now. It's what we're going with. It's what we're rolling with. And yeah, that is that. That is living in this sardine bag. I don't know how, I bought it on Vinted. I don't know how much longer the tassel's going to stay on it because between the baby and the cats, they just keep pulling the strands out. And I just keep coming and finding just little blue strands everywhere. So I don't know how much longer the tassel will stay before I cut it off. But yeah, I like it. It's an adorable bag. It's got sardines on. And it squishes down quite nicely for going in a handbag as well, which is good. Let's go grab Mario's socks. Enjoy the view of my stash. Look at it. It's too much. There's too much there. I need to cast on some new things. Get my stash used. Oh gosh, I knocked the camera. Apologies for that. So living in my soft accents bag. Soft accents. That I bought from the Wool Monty. I don't know how much further I have knit on these socks because these are up here. I did knit on them for a bit when we were in Wales. So this is, oh, cold brew socks. 2.25mm needle, 64 stitches. These are now Mario socks. This is Opal Sockenwolle, Zauberwald in the colourway Drachenbabys erster Ausflug. 75% virgin wool, 25% polyamide, and yeah, I bought it from Knit Nottingham. And this, I think I was here, so I knit a few rounds when we were in Wales. And then I've started on the heel, but I haven't got very far on the heel. Mario likes a heel flap and gusset for his socks. He finds that they fit better. I'm using a 2.5mm needle for these socks and 72 stitches. And yeah, I was knitting on these in Wales and my friend's son, who is 4 and a bit. 4. I think he's 4. And he said, what are you knitting? And I said, I'm knitting a sock for Mario. And I was like, probably where the stitch marker is. And then the next day I saw him and I was still knitting on this sock because in the meantime, in between time, I had been knitting on this scarf. And he said, why are you still knitting that sock? And I said, well, because it takes a really long time to knit a pair of socks. That's why I'm still knitting on that sock. It's just so funny. Like, I don't know. I don't know. 1, I suppose if you're not around a knitter, and also 2, you're 4, you don't understand how long knitting takes. Like, why are you still knitting on that sock? It just tickled me. Well, because it takes a long time to knit a sock, and also I haven't been constantly doing it in the past day because I've been playing with you and the other children. But yeah, the pattern's knitting up very nicely, and I have made a pledge that basically, Mario wears, once the weather gets cold, Mario wears hand knit socks all the time. What I should have done throughout the summer is repaired all of his socks. I have not done that. He's very hard wearing on his socks. He's on his feet a lot at work. He loves a hand knit sock. He wears them a lot. I am never ever using hand dyed yarn ever again for his socks because it's a waste of money. And he wears through them too quickly. So commercial yarn, it's not a waste of money because obviously I really enjoy the yarn, I really enjoy knitting on it, and I do repair the socks, but he's just too hard wearing on his socks. So commercial yarn I don't know, it feels like it's a bit hardier. Maybe it's not, maybe it's my brain, but yeah, it feels a bit more comfortable to me to use commercial yarn for his socks and save the hand-dyed yarn for my socks, because I've got more pairs and I rotate through them a bit more, and I'm not on my feet as much as him. So, but yeah, he loves a hand knit sock. So I constantly try to have a pair of socks on the needles for him, and yeah, unfortunately, because I have so much on the needles, I just don't end up making that much progress on them. Right, let's put the stitch, move the stitch marker up. Well, that's a silly place to put that stitch marker. Let's put it in the middle. Don't put it on the edge, because if I put it on the edge, then they'll be difficult to pick up the stitches. This stitch marker is a blackberry stitch marker. It's one of my hand beaded stitch markers. I'm a bit out the loop of beading stitch markers. I'm hoping now the pickle's in nursery, I'm going to be able to have a bit more time to do it. But at the moment, we're in the throes of Advent, but I won't talk about that right now because that is in shop talk. Another whip that I haven't brought up here with me is my crochet blanket. I've barely touched it. Between this project and this project, I have not had any time to put anything onto that crochet blanket. I'm pretty sure I haven't touched it since the last podcast, so there's nothing new, fun, fresh and exciting happening with that whip. Sincerest apologies. I just figured there's not necessarily much point in showing you something I haven't touched. But I do have a new cast on, so that's exciting. Living in this bag that I bought from the garage at Chilwell when Mario was vending there, and I went and took the baby, and I think we had to drop off some extra baked goods. I can't remember. I think that's what we needed to do. Anyway, so we went and I had to wander around and ended up spending so much money. I bought this t-shirt there as well. Put me in a market and I'll just buy anything, apparently. Not anything. I love this t-shirt. I've worn it loads. I love this bag. I've used it a fair amount. It's technically meant to be a makeup bag, but I'm using it as a project bag because that is what I'd intended to buy it for. So this is also partly stash enhancement, but it's mainly a whip. I bought this yarn from my local yarn shop in the town that I live in, and it is King Cole Cutie Pie in the shade Peach Pie, and it is 100% anti-pilling acrylic. It's very soft. My mum bought some of this yarn from the same shop and made the pickle a cardigan. She doesn't quite fit in said cardigan yet, but with the rate that she's eating and growing, she'll be in it in no time. But it's really, really soft and really, really nice. And one of my friends had a baby at the beginning of August, so I'm a little delayed. But I have decided to cast on a cardigan, and when I went there I also bought some buttons to go with it. I couldn't remember how many buttons I needed for the size I wanted to make, so I bought 5. They were like 10p each. I thought, why not? Just these little ones. I thought they could go quite nicely. Ideally I wanted a purple, but the purple that she had was too warm toned for the yarn, so we've gone with pink, and they do go well. So they are in. I've just tucked them into the yarn band to keep them all together. I am really boring when it comes to baby patterns. I make the same patterns over and over and over again because I know the pattern, I know it works, and I quite enjoy knitting it. So this, I know I've made them, what, like 3 of these, so apologies. This is the Baby Ulster cardigan by the Knit Pearl Girl. I'm knitting the 3-month size, and therefore I didn't mind that I'm a little delayed in getting it made because it's not the newborn size. And yeah, I'm actually doing the rib on this one. The last 2 that I've made, I don't think I've done the rib on them, but the Andalusian rib, I've decided to do it today, or for this one, because I thought it's just quite nice. And it's so soft and so like spongy. And I've split for the sleeves. I did that last night, so I had to split for the sleeves, and yeah. So now I'm just on the body, knit, 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 and then I'll do the arms, knit, 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 knit. And then I can send it off to them. I might have sent it off to them by the time I podcast next time, but I will record a little clip before I send it off and insert it into the podcast because I don't want to delay it just to show it on the podcast. Not that you're not worth it, but I want the baby to fit in it. And yeah, I made their other 2 babies cardigans when they were born. Well, one a jumper and one a cardigan. So I was like, I can't leave this one out, can I? Can't leave this little one out. So yes, I thought make the 3-month size. I originally started to make the 6-month size, but I didn't think I had enough yarn to make the 6-month size. So I'm making the 3-month size instead, and I think that will be good. Hoping that this is a nice, quick, easy, satisfying knit. And yeah, I want a little quick win. I just did a couple of quick projects. My birthday's coming up on the 17th, and very exciting. Happy birthday to me. And I'm turning 35. Let's not talk about it. Let's just not even think about it. And I want to do a birthday cast on. We're going a little off topic. Let me pop this away. So anyway, I want to do a birthday cast on of a garment. I did it a couple of years ago, and then it took me ages to finish that garment. Classic me. But I kind of, in the meantime, between that, I want to do a couple of really quick knits, because it's just, I know I've got socks and stuff to knit and blah, 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 blah. So it's not like my needles are empty, but I just want a couple of little quick things. So also, first, the weather's going to be getting cold soon, and the Pickle's in nursery. I need to knit her several hats. What are your favourite, I guess technically toddler? She's not toddling yet. She will be soon, I'm sure. But she's getting there. What baby/toddler hat patterns do you recommend and do you like using? I've made as the Pearl Soho, like a rib, is it the rib? It's like a 1x1 rib hat. And I did that with 4-ply held double, and I think I should have used a bigger needle size because it was quite tight. But yeah, I'd love to hear your suggestions. Colourwork, no colourwork, whatever, whichever hat patterns you like to knit. Either adult hat patterns that also come in that size that you've knit, or what have you. I'm thinking of doing a Doppio, because that seems to be quite the trendy pattern among several knitters. And not that I'm one to follow a trend, but it looks like quite a quick knit is more the point I'm making. So I'm thinking of it being a Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co, who has posted, she has a new collection coming out. It's the Hunger Games collection, and she posted a picture of all the colourways, and oh my goodness, they look beautiful. And full disclaimer, Selena is my friend, but they are beautiful. I have a lot of Selena yarn in this stash that I have bought. This isn't, she's sent me this yarn. No, I have fully bought all this yarn. So I'm thinking of making a Doppio out of these 3 colours. It's not my usual colour palette. Usually I'm a bit dark and moody, but I'm thinking winter might be quite nice to not be dark and moody. So this is Celine. This is from her Elysium collection. Oh, I said it with such confidence, and it was right. Which is, so these two are her high fantasy base, 100% superwash merino. I believe this might be her old base because the skein is squat, so I believe that they're from a different supplier. And then this is, I'm getting ahead of myself. Dreamy Candy Unicorns. These are Dreamy Candy Unicorns. These are always destined to be used together. I bought these first, and then I bought this one afterwards. So it is a different dye lot. It does look slightly different, but like, it is definitely the same colourway. And yeah, so I bought this ages ago, and I haven't used it. And this is her Magical Mohair base, which is 72% mohair, 28% silk. And I just think this, and this held together in a Doppio is going to be just really nice, really subtle. It's basically going to look like a cream jumper with some really subtle colourways in it, and or colour variants in it with maybe a slight blue hue. Anyway, I just think it's going to be really, really nice. So I think that is what my birthday cast on is going to be. The other thought, in a previous mini skein dyeing video, I post them every month because Patreon get mini skeins every month. I shared that I had dyed up a dark purple colour and just hadn't shown anyone. This is the dark purple colour in question. And that was to go with this, which is Autumn Evenings. And it seems quite apt to cast this on in autumn. But this is the Crafty Bird Autumn Evenings, Cozy DK 100% Superwash Merino. And I could do that for a Doppio if not. So it just depends. I guess it just depends what kind of vibe I want to go for. Darker, moodier. I thought the purple, I don't know if the purple and the green is going to look a bit odd. I need to swatch it together really and see. But what do I want to do? Please let me know your thoughts. Autumn Evenings or Dreaming of Candy Unicorn and Celine. Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co, Crafty Bird, and my own yarn. Let me know which I should do, because I don't know. I don't know. I might make a decision and overrule you anyway. So shall we move on to stash enhancements? I don't need stash enhancements, and yet here we are. Obviously one of them is that skein of Cutie Pie that I've already cast on, I'm already using. Lovely. The other one is souvenir yarn that sorry, I keep doing this elaborate hair flick, but I don't want it over the mic because it sounds like this. And that, I feel like that's just very annoying. So I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't do that. Souvenir yarn that I bought from Wales. And this is what I got. I got a skein of King Cole Rebel. And there were 2 yarn shops where we stayed in Pwllheli. Apologies if I mispronounced. It's that, I don't know. I asked several people. Welsh is hard. Spoiler alert. And yeah, the other yarn shop that I wanted to go to was closed. So yeah, I bought this skein of King Cole Rebel, and I know I could have bought this anyway, but I didn't buy this anywhere. I bought it on holiday. So this is a 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon. It's not merino, it is not soft. And it is in the colourway Outlaw. I just thought it was a really fun gradient. Now it was knit up as a sock, but it's single ply, so I don't think I'll knit it as a sock. I might just make a granny triangle shawl out of it, or maybe another one skein shawl, just to like spruce up an outfit. But it is 400 meters per 100 grams approximately, and yeah, I don't think I want to use it for socks. I don't think single ply yarn is great for socks. So, but it's really fun. It's really fun, like rainbow colour. I also bought a pattern book from King Cole, and my mum currently has it, and she's already knit a jumper for the pickle using it because she's so fast, which is amazing. So yes, she used Aldi yarn for it. Fun fact, the Aldi wool event is coming back on the 18th of September. I know everyone needs to shop small, and I know that I should be plugging my own yarn. Hey, buy my yarn. But the Aldi wool event is pretty juicy. It's a pretty good one. Speaking of buy my yarn, let's talk shop. I have currently temporarily put a pause on shipping to the US. Royal Mail has since reinstated shipping to the US. I just need time to sit and look at how much extra things are and implement it on my website. I thought that having the pickle in nursery for 3 days this week, I would have time this week. I have not had time this week. Somehow. So I will be looking at that next week. It will be coming back. I will do a post. I will shout about it from the rooftop. If you are in the US and you have bought an advent from me, I will be invoicing you. I'm really, really sorry. I did mention that this could be a risk, but I'm very fortunate in that almost 100 of you in the US have bought advents, and that is a lot of money out of my pocket if I were to just pay the tariffs. I thought, foolishly, it would work how it works in the rest of the world, in that if I were to buy something from the US, I have to pay it as it comes in. As it happens, I have to pay it before it enters the US. I have to pay the tariff and the duties before it enters the US. I cannot afford to pay that out of pocket. This means that if you are in the US, you'll be charged, I believe it's 10%. So for advents, that is, I think I worked it out to be around £20. And I will be invoicing you. I will need you to pay it before I send them out. And there's no mad rush because I haven't even finished twisting everything up yet. But just so you're aware, I will be invoicing you the cost of the tariff. I'm really, really sorry. I know it really is unfair, and I know it really, really sucks. And believe me, it sucks me too. I just can't afford to swallow that cost because it's like £2,000, and that's quite a lot of money. Other than that shop news, all I've been doing is advents, really. Not very excitingly. Dyeing them, twisting them, not twisting them enough. I need to have some twisting marathons, and yeah, so then I can start packaging them. I finished dyeing up all of the mini skeins for the daily advent. Sorry, I need to dye up the 100 gram skein for the daily advents. I have dyed 3 out of 4 colorways for the weekly advent, so I've got 1 more to do of that. So I reckon I've got 4 more oven loads for advents to do. And then they're all dyed, and then all I have to do is twist. I have run out of blue IKEA bags. It's a little stressful, I don't have room to put anything in anymore. And yeah, other than that, I think that's all I have. Advent is all I'm doing in shop news. I have yarn in the shop. If you want to buy it, I will ship it out as soon as. There's nothing new in the shop, but I do have yarn in the shop. Life. I feel like I had a very busy August, which is both good and bad. We went to Wales for a week, which was so lovely. I made a Patreon video where I talked about that. But we went to North Wales and had a really, really lovely time. The weather wasn't fabulous, but at the same time, that's fine. And then we came back. I had a day where I worked and did loads of washing. And then we went down south to my parents on the south coast, and the weather was much better. And so we managed to have a beach day, and we just met lots of people. That's what happens when you visit home, isn't it? Well, I guess this is home, but you know what I mean. You just end up seeing people. So we didn't actually do an awful lot because all we did was see people. And just nice walks along the seafront and all of that fun stuff. So that was lovely. And then Mario had a week off. I feel like he barely worked in August. Markets are really quiet in August because everyone's on holiday. But yeah, so he closed the bakery for a week, so he had a week off. In that time, I freaked out about how much work I had to do for Advents and managed to dye up quite a lot of the weekly Advents, which was really, really good. So that was nice. And then my parents came up very recently because it was my dad's birthday. And then the pickles started nursery, and we've had like settling in days and blah, blah, blah. She's getting on very well at nursery, you'll be pleased to know. She gets upset when we drop her off, but she soon settles. I give her breakfast before she goes, and then she eats breakfast there, has a snack. She's not really eating lunch at the moment, but whatever, I'm not surprised. And then she eats her dessert for her lunch, and then has snack and a tea. She eats so much and then comes home absolutely starving. The only issue is that she's not really sleeping there. She's always been, you might remember, she's always been quite a high sleep needs child. She always naps quite a lot. Not at nursery. Different environment, I think. So I think tomorrow, tomorrow Saturday. Tomorrow I think she's going to be absolutely shattered. So I will probably just let her sleep as much as possible. And hopefully that will kind of recalibrate her, because she woke up at 10 to 5 this morning. Other than that, I feel like I don't have an awful lot left going on. What's happening in September? I don't know. I'm actually just hopefully wrapping up all the Advent things, but I've got so much twisting to do. So I think I'm going to have some late nights. Twisting yarn. So I don't know how much knitting I'm going to have by October for October's podcast. Sincerest apologies. I obviously will cast on this because I'm going to have my birthday off, at least partly. If I twist yarn in the evening, that's my business. But through the day, I think I'm just going to have a nice chill day. Pickle's going to be in nursery, Mary's going to be at work. I'm going to have a date day to myself, and that sounds really depressing. And 2 years ago, I had the exact same situation, and it was on a weekend, and I was feeling really sad about it. But now, much less sad, much more excited to actually just have some time. So I'm going to take myself out for lunch because I don't know, it's nice. Take a book with me, take my Kindle with me. I'm currently rereading Jacqueline Wilson, The Illustrated Mum. I went to so with my sister, we went to a evening with Jacqueline Wilson, like a talk where she talked about her new book, which is called Picture Imperfect, and it's about the girl that's in The Illustrated Mum. She's now in her 30s, so I thought I'll reread The Illustrated Mum, and we got a copy of the book. So I thought we'll reread The Illustrated Mum, and then I will read Picture Imperfect. Although it's a hardback. I hate a hardback, but it's a signed copy. How exciting! Because I loved reading Jacqueline Wilson books growing up, and I'm reading it now, and I'm like, this is troubling. Why am I reading? Or why did I read this? But I loved it. I loved hearing, and I think it was important for me. I was very fortunate in that I had a very stable childhood and a very stable upbringing and family life. And I do think it was important for me to read about other people who may have not had such a fortunate life. So yeah, I do think it was important for me to read about that and learn about that. It's just a bit of a shock now reading it, being like, oh my goodness, this child is troubled. But yeah. Hello? There's my phone somewhere buried deep in the depths. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe. I post a new video here every single Friday at 3:30 UK time. I always post at the same time. Have you noticed? You might not have noticed. I do studio vlogs where I just take you about like a day in the life of me as a yarn dyer. I have started doing knitting vlogs. I really enjoyed the other one, so I will probably start doing more. I do a monthly podcast like this. And yeah, just little knitting, crochet, things like that, and also just running a small yarn-based business. So if you'd like to stick around and you'd like to see more, I would love it if you would. And if once a week isn't enough, I do have Patreon. The chai latte tier and the biscuit brew tier both get a bonus video every single week, usually on a Monday, but this past week, in the last 2 weeks, it's been not on a Monday, but the extra video has been posted. So if you'd like to check that out, link can be found in the description box below. For any more information about any of the projects that I've talked about, please check out my website. Various links can be found there. I try not to link to Ravelry if I can help it, but sometimes I have to if they're not anywhere else. And feel free to follow me on social media. Links can all be found in the description box below. I've written on my website that I'm working on an autumn collection. I won't lie, I am not working on an autumn collection. I started working on an autumn collection and then I ran out of time. And I thought the pickle starting nursery will give me time to do all these things. And it's just, September is speeding through already. We're already on the 5th. And I'm just like, I've got so much Advent stuff to do. And I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to freak out quite a lot. It's really fun. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being amazing. You're an incredible person. Please leave me a comment down below. Hat recommendation patterns, always welcome. There was something else that I asked for. Oh, scrappy projects. If you've got any patterns that you like scrappy project wise, I might do a scrappy project pattern roundup at some point because they're always useful. And what are you currently working on? And if you don't want it to say any of that, you can't think of what to say, please leave me a unicorn emoji. Julia Candy unicorns. Please leave me a unicorn emoji in the comments down below. Oh, let me know what Doppio I should cast on. That's the other option. But yeah, this one or this one. I would love to hear from you. I love the community aspect that YouTube provides. I read all of your comments, even if I sometimes do not respond to every single one. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to be better at responding to comments. And with all that being said, thank you for being here. Thanks for being you. And I will see you very soon in my next video.